Welcome back to my channel. I haven't touched for 4 months. What's up? Let's not talk about that, shall we? But I'm back without podcasts though, because I wanted to lay back on the podcasting because it was just so pressurizing that I had to do it every single week, and I got a lot on my plate right now. I'm not making excuses, but I just need time because I don't want to sit here and talk complete trash. I don't even know what I'm saying, so I'm only gonna make videos when I have points to say. I don't want to sit here and just talk complete trash and just waste everybody's time just to get views. But I'm back, and I was actually originally gonna make a my embarrassing stories and my embarrassing moments in life video for this video, because I low-key wanted to punish myself for not being here for 4 months. I can't sit. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's better. No, I can't. Honestly, I'm so freaking scared that half of my face is gonna come in the camera, because you don't even know how many times I had to go to the other seat and I had to pick up my camera and to watch how I looked, and then I put it again, and this time I was like, okay, this time it's fine, and I was recording, but then I was just like, I still want to check though, and I checked and half of my face was coming. I was like, thank God I wasn't yapping here for 30 minutes and then only half of my face shows. So that could possibly happen right now, and I don't feel like checking it and going to the other seat and nearly knocking off this lamp. So I'm just gonna try to go down so you can see me. Anyways, for this video, I wanted to talk about a topic that, you have a lot of content on this certain topic on the internet, but at the same time you don't. Most of this content that you see on people talking about being alone, or it's fine to not have a lot of friends, and just in general the topic of friendships is so common to be talked about with freaking 20-year-olds. Almost every video that I see on this topic is 20-year-olds saying that it's fine to be alone in your 20s, and it's fine to not have any friends in your 20s, and yada yada yada. Why are you 20-year-olds so freaking pathetic? Okay, I don't want to be like that when I'm 20. I just want to talk about this topic as a teenager, because I don't think there's a lot of teenagers who talk about this stuff. And even if there is, even if this topic is related to or is being pointed out towards teenagers, it's still 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds talking about this. I don't really see a teenager talking about this shit, bro. So I just wanted to give my little I'm out of freaking words right now. I'm here to give my little documentary on this topic as a freaking teenager talking about teenage stuff. And also, oh my god, I'm here. It's what? It's not even that late, honestly. It's only 7 p.m., but it's still dark outside. And I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna get scared. Someone there. No, I should seriously shut up. I'm gonna scare myself. I want to talk about it being how it feels to not have a lot of friends and just being completely alone in your teenage years, where and your teen years are supposed to be filled with you doing bunch of crap with your friends, and breaking rules or going out of parties, or just doing all of that stuff. And people do say that it's easier to make friends in your teenage years rather than in your 20s, and I do agree with that. Not that I have lived 20s, but I do sort of agree with it. But at the same time, I think people should know that teenagers go through this stuff as well. And I just want to point out to teenagers who are alone and who don't have a lot of friends, and people who think they're outcasts. I'm not saying I'm an outcast, but there are people who think that of themselves. So if that's where you are, or even in general, whatever stage in life you are, and you're alone and you don't have friends, or maybe for me personally, I don't have a problem with making friends, but I still have no friends. And I know my friends are gonna come in the comment sections and they're gonna be like, "Hum to mar gaye na." You're not dead, but you guys, the 2 friends that I have right now are the friends that I had from childhood, they're childhood friends. I have actually made no freaking new friends as a teenager, and even if I have, they're my friends' friends. So I've never actually interacted or made actual meaningful friendships in my teen years, and I just realized that while talking. But I have 2 friends, okay? One of them is my best friend, and I've known her since kindergarten, bro. So, and this other really close friend that I have known her since the 3rd grade. So a lot of these people that I see on the internet saying that they've always struggled with making friends or they don't have a lot of friends, like almost every single one of them say the same thing, and they say that they've either grown up ugly or they have grown up to be like an outcast, or they've grown up to in general just be an introvert. Okay, an introvert in a way that you struggle while making friends, you struggle socializing, and you can't be around people in general, you know. It feels freaking weird that I'm a freaking loner, bro, who never leaves her room and everything, but I don't actually have problems making friends. Okay, I can go to a social event and I can actually make like a bunch of friends. Okay, I have that much confidence in myself. I think I'm good at making friends. I think I'm good at conversations. It's just like I've always been told that I'm a very confident kid and I'm fine with conversations and everything. So I just want to get that in people's head that having no friends does not mean that you need, like, you don't, it doesn't mean you don't have friends because you're not confident. Okay, it doesn't mean that you don't have any friends because you're an introvert. I'm a freaking extrovert. Okay, I'm an introvert at some level, but mostly I would say I'm an extrovert, and I'm confident and I can conversate with people. But with that being said, I still don't have any friends. Like I've never made new friendships in my teen years. So it has nothing, having friends, having no friends, it has nothing to do with how well you conversate with people and how good you are at socializing. It has everything to do with, honestly, I feel like it has a lot to do with your journeys. Okay, if I look at my friends, especially one of them, I have, like, recently, you know, I can see that her social life is really taking off. She has these amazing friends, and I swear this is not about me, it's about advising you, but just hear me out. So, you know, I saw a bunch of like pictures and stuff of my friend being, like, literally having the teenage life that I've always dreamt of, having those friends and those people around me who get me, and you're just going out doing dumb shit and having fun and calling it a day. Like, she has that life, and I would say, yeah, I get jealous of it. And I'm not a person who ever takes jealousy as a bad emotion. It's negative for sure. Obviously, like, being jealous of someone isn't like being positive. Jealousy isn't a bad emotion. You look at someone and you just look at the thing that you're deprived of. Okay, jealousy can go both ways. It can either go that you look at somebody and you're like, oh, why can't I have that? Why does she have this and why can't I have it? Like, I wish she gets deprived of this because if I don't have it, she doesn't deserve to have it either. The other way that jealousy can go is you look at someone and you're like, I'm so happy that they have this. Like, I genuinely wish the best for them, but you still look at them and you're still like, why couldn't I have this in my life? So yeah, I do get jealous of my friends sometimes, but not in a way that I wish bad for them. Just in a way that I question why I couldn't have that. Oh my god, my cat is going crazy. Anyways, so the reason I'm talking about jealousy right now is because I look at some people and they have certain things that I wish I had, and then I question it. I question why I don't have this certain thing, and the only answer that I can ever come up with is that it's my journey. Okay, everyone has different phases. My current phase is a freaking phase. Okay, your current phase is a phase, and it's gonna pass. So back to the topic of having no friends. Well, this video is actually about like the topic of friends in general, but I want to start by talking about people who have no friends, like me, loners. It's fine. Honestly, I know there's a lot of people on the internet telling you that it's fine to have no friends. It's actually freaking fine. Okay, people who have friends are so deprived of alone time. They're so deprived of finding out shit for themselves. Okay, because they have this whole like social life. They have so many people to meet and everything, and you might look at them and be like, oh, they have so many friends. Bro, sorry bro, I had to leave the car because my dad had to go somewhere. We actually had to go pick up my brother. That shit's embarrassing. I didn't sit in the car to flex, by the way. I just sat there because it was really cozy and nice, and I could scream all I wanted, no one could hear me. Unlikely where I am right now. Anyways, I'm sorry if my closet's open. I can't be bothered to close it. So know that it's a phase. Like, me not having any friends is a phase for me, and I think that being alone, especially in your teen years, is honestly one of the greatest blessings one can have, because you see a lot of these 20-year-olds saying that they're so alone, or they don't have friends, or they have trouble making friends and all of that. It's because you go through this certain phase. Most people go through this phase in their 20s. And if you're going through this phase in your teens, honey, that's amazing. Being alone doesn't need to be miserable. Having no friends can be the biggest blessing ever. But also know that it's not going to be like this your entire life. You're going to end up having friends. You're going to end up maybe having this crazy social life, and you're going to look back at these times and you're going to be like, I wish, like, I really remember and I miss these times where I was just with myself. So these are your golden times, okay? I think one can't learn more in their entire life than what they learn in like 2 to 3 years of being alone, okay? Being alone means you have so much time for yourself. It means you have so much time to figure yourself out. It means you have so much time to learn new skills, to make money, to do crazy things that you wouldn't get to do if you had so many friends to cope with, you know? People who have friends, they barely find time for themselves and they end up becoming a people pleaser. I'm not saying people who have friends are bad. It's just everything comes with a certain price, okay? And so being alone comes with a price, and having friends comes with a price, but know that none of these things are going to be there forever. You're going to have phases where you have no one. You're going to have phases where you have these amazing people that you've met, and you know that they're the ride or die friends. You're going to find people like that, but just not right now, because right now you are being forced to learn about yourself and being forced to have this phase where you're going to learn so much about yourself, and you're going to learn new things, and you know, just find yourself in general. I've found myself so much once I've stopped having friends. I think that having no friends is a blessing, but then having amazing friends is also a blessing. People often tell you that your teen years are like your golden years, and you know, you stop like worrying about work and everything. Okay, people don't really say that, but you know, in general, people tend to put this pressure to have fun in your teen years, okay? They put this pressure where they say that, you know, like, you hear a lot of people saying that memories will stay forever, but you know, work and money can come later, which is really true, honestly. But it doesn't mean that you need to force fun and friends onto yourself. If life is giving you a chance to start focusing on your work and yourself, take it. You don't need to force friends and fun onto you, because if you do that, you're eventually going to end up with so many fake friends. You're going to become a people pleaser. You're going to be like trying so hard to get people's attention and for them to be friends with you, which is going to lead you to have either really bad friends or no friends at all, just like you did before. So rather than investing your energy into forcing yourself to make friends, invest that energy into yourself. Invest that in learning new skills, learning more about yourself, starting new hobbies, because you're not going to get to do all of this once you have such a huge or big or the social life that you want, you know? I think it's really important to just realize, and I've said this so many times in this video, but it is honestly so important to realize that this is a phase. Because if you take this phase as your entire life, you're gonna start not wanting this life, you know? But if you take it as a phase, you're gonna know that, okay, this is a phase and I need to cope with it, because this phase is gonna go away and I might regret it. I might be like, oh, I should have done so much. I should have learned so much when I had the time all to myself, and now I have this social life. I have these friends and I don't have time for myself anymore. So take your phase and take your signs and invest in them, okay? Everything that you really do in your life is an investment, but you just need to figure out what profit you get out of more. That's how I look at life. I look at life as like the things that I do in life, I look at them as an investment, okay? I'm gonna invest into even if it's friends. I have 2 friends, okay? I have had friendship breakups, okay? Not many, but like a few. And I realized the reason that I broke up with these friends was, I didn't think of this at the time, but now I realize that it was because like we drifted apart, because I was putting so much energy into these friends and I wasn't getting it back, okay? People tend to tell you that you shouldn't have expectations from relations, okay? which is actually wrong. There's a certain level to where it's right. You shouldn't have unrealistic expectations from people. Like, you shouldn't put your friends on a pedestal. Like for example, your friend has never shouted at you, okay? And then so you put them on this pedestal that, okay, my friend, she's always nice to me, she can never shout at me. And then imagine you do something wrong and that friend shouts at you for it because they care for you or something, or whatever the reason is to shout at you. You get disappointed in them because you set a very unrealistic expectation from them. So those are expectations you shouldn't have from people. Like, those are just really inhuman expectations. But the ones that you should have is, if I am putting my time and energy into this friend, into this person, I'm investing my time into this person, I need something back. I need their energy back, okay? Having no friends can also lead to making really dumb decisions, like being friends with the first person that's nice to you. Like, I have a lot of the time realized that I wanted to be friends with these certain people only because they were nice to me for like a day. Sorry, like nice to me in general, just like they complimented my outfit or something, or, you know, just being nice as a freaking human. And I thought that I wanted to be friends with them now because they're nice to me, and that's just being freaking vulnerable. So don't do that. Be selective of the friends that you do make. But that's pretty much it, bro. You need to start taking life as different phases rather than one phase as your entire life. I really hope somebody did learn something from this, because I was yapping for like so long and my throat is freaking thirsty. But yeah, I'm in a phase where I don't have a lot of friends, and I was complaining about it for the longest time. But I think I've just come to know that it's a phase, and I'm not gonna be a loner forever. I'm gonna have more friends in the future. So I need to invest all my time and energy into myself, because if I don't do that, I'm gonna miss this golden chance, and I'm gonna have friends like later on in the future, and I won't have any time for myself. So if you think that you were supposed to have this life in your 20s and you have it in your teens, honey, that means you're gonna have such a better life than most people in your 20s. That's what I believe. I believe that, like, the things that I had to go through, people usually go through this stuff in their 20s. And so I believe, and I do manifest, that if I have went through this stuff in my teens, I'm gonna have not a really good, but like better than most, you could say. Like, I'm gonna have 20s where I actually have some sense of life, okay? So as a teenager, if you're in that phase, bro, it's a freaking golden chance. Don't miss it. That's basically it for today's yapping session. And my head is hurting from that light in front of me. But yeah, I will be making more videos soon, but I wouldn't say that I'll make them every week or so. Just moments where I do have a point to make. But yeah, that's it for today, and I hope, yeah, I don't really know how to do an outro. Bye!